Hi everybody, it's me, Corey, truly evil Bob, and I'm not... So let's talk about another game. Let's talk about Dungeons & Dragons today. I love fortune cookies. So there's a lot of things in Dungeons & Dragons that I like and dislike, but I'm gonna focus on one thing, and that's spells. God, crumbs are going freaking everywhere. Oh, when it comes to spells, there's a lot to talk about, but I'm going to focus on one thing, and that's saving for half. I like saving for half. It's one of my favorite things in the game, and I'll tell you why. First, the game designers wanted to use saving for half as a way to see that area of effect or splash damage is hard to get away from. Even if you roll away from it, you'll still take some damage from that. But there's a more important reason that saving for half is really good, and that is because it takes a lot of resources for a spellcaster to cast a spell. You only have a certain number of times per day you can do that kind of thing. So when you cast a spell, there has to be some benefit. Some all or nothing is terrible for a spell. The worst thing ever. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, well, when you're a fighter and you miss to hit, you miss. You don't do any damage. That's different. You can do that every turn. Every turn you can try again to hit. Sometimes you get 2 attacks per turn, so you get 2 chances. You will do well to expand your horizons. Yes, that is very true. So it's a bit different, because when you're casting a spell, that spell is gone until the next day. And if you have more and more encounters during the day, well, if you just do nothing with that spell, if you cast and it fizzles, that entire spell slot is just gone. There are cookie crumbs everywhere. Now, when you get to like your lower level spells, like your cantrips and stuff like that, cantrips you can do every turn. I don't mind if there's a hit roll or save for 0. That's okay by my standard. But as soon as you start getting to a place where it's a resource that runs out, there needs to be a consolidation prize. And that's why I hate mental spells, charm spells, spells that telepathy and stuff like that, mind controlling spells. Confusion is one of the worst spells in the game, and I'll tell you why in a second. So on mind control spells, it's either all or nothing. And when it comes to the biggest bad guy in the game, they usually have insane will saves. So the time when you need that spell the most is the time it's not going to work. Those spells are basically useless. You might as well just do area effect damage spells, because even if they save, you're going to get something out of it. Mind controlling spells are probably the worst spells in all of Dungeons & Dragons. Argue with me if you want. Shut up, phone. Argue with me if you want, but I think it's true. And the worst of these spells is confusion. Because even if the spell succeeds, on a random roll, the people that you confuse can still act normally. Can still do whatever they want. Whew, it's not good. It's not good. So what can we do to fix this? Well, I have an idea. Spells, mental spells that you fail at, give a condition. For example, if you fail the will saving throw on it, you're dazed for a little bit. You can only take an attack action. You lose your move action. So you can either move or attack. And you can even make that as a gradient that goes up. So at lower level spells, you just lose your attack. You just lose your move action. At higher level spells, mid-level spells, let's say you even lose your attack action so you can only move. At higher level spells, the highest level spells, if you fail your will saving throw on that, let's say you lose your attack action and you lose your dex save. You lose your dex bonus to your armor class, something like that. You're dazed, you're kind of out of it for a second because you used your mental energy to fend off a mental attack. That could bring mental spells back to the forefront as a viable strategy in Dungeons & Dragons. Until then, if you want to make a mage that relies on mental spells, a bard that confuses you and tricks you, that's just a purely character concept driven character. It will be frustrating to play while in combat, but maybe fun to play if you have a good role-playing group. That's my opinion on that. If you disagree, screw you, you're wrong.